Hi, it's Lisa. Today I want to share with you how to create your own gold or silver or bronze polka dotted papers, whether it's transparency film or vellum, because these are really popular things. I've been watching some of the CHA videos where people show off their new stuff, and that's a dangerous thing to be doing, especially they only have one CHA now, but I always liked the spring one better anyway, because those are the lines that really appeal to me. So I've been seeing lots of good things that coming down the road, and one of the things I really liked were some of these polka dot metallics, and I thought, you know, I have materials, I can probably do this myself. And I went to Hobby Lobby. I have some, you could do this with any kind of stencil, but I was looking for a specific polka dot stencil, and they had this in the home decor section at Hobby Lobby, and I think there are probably stencils lots of places. There's this small dot, and you also get a larger one that's on the back side of this. So we can work with either size. And I'm going to be working with some transparency film, and I'm also going to be doing some with vellum as well. And we'll see. I've experimented with the transparency; it works really well. And we're going to try with the vellum. The transparency film, a friend found this for me. They were throwing it out in the office area that she worked. It was just throwing it all in the trash, and she brought me some. My husband always keeps some around, but it's really expensive at the office supply store, so we were delighted to get a bunch of it for no cost. If you like the transparency idea and you don't have any, you can buy it at the office supply stores, but it's expensive. And I was just browsing last night, and eBay and Amazon are both much cheaper options, especially eBay, for getting transparency film if you want to create that same kind of look. Now, some of it, this has a little bit of texture on the back, so it doesn't make it quite as perfectly clear. I don't know if you can you probably can't tell that on the video, but it leaves a slight misty look, maybe at the most. I mean, it's not much at all. It's mostly clear, but some of the film has that and some doesn't. But anyway, as I say, this was free, so who can complain? Now, to create my gold dots, I've got 3 different products here from Golden. I have their iridescent gold, deep fine. I have iridescent bronze, and I have iridescent silver. These are not cheap, but they go a long way, and you can use them for all kinds of things. You can color modeling paste, you can use them as is. They're just wonderful products if you like to mess with paint. I'm going to work with the gold one, and I'm also using some Golden Heavy Gel. It wouldn't have to be their brand, that just happens to be what I have. I got these at Michael's. I'm going to take some of their some of the heavy gel. I don't need tons of it, I don't think, this morning. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of the gold paint, and this, as I say, this goes a long way, so you don't need a gob of it, just a few drops to get started. And you can decide how much you want, and I probably have more in there than I really intended. Now, if you try to use the straight paint, the paint is too liquid and it just runs underneath the little dots or whatever kind of stencil you have. So you need some gel, some of this gel medium to hold it together. Now, the thing about gel medium is it's going to dry clear. So when I get this mixed up, it doesn't look as gold as it did. It looks more creamy, almost a camel kind of color, but don't worry, that white that's mixed in there is going to go away, and you're going to be left with a pure gold color. So I'm just mixing this up good with a palette knife. All right, and we're going to take one of our, let's take the larger polka dot one, and the transparency film. We'll lay that down, and I'm going to put my polka dots on there on the and I realize you can't really see the transparency film, but it's there. I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape just to hold everything in place so it won't go running off on me as I work. And now I'm just going to spread this on, and I'm just getting it into all those circles. And you can spread it really smooth, or you can leave a little texture. You'll see I'll kind of leave some of them lumpy and some of them real smoothed out, so you can see different ones once this dries. Now some of this excess I can take off after I get the stencil off there. Now remove the washi, and we'll just carefully lift up the stencil, and there are all my dots. Now again, once this dries, those are going to be really pretty gold dots. Washi tape off there. So we'll set that aside, and let's try the same thing with this one. I think I'm going to use the smaller stencil. I don't have, let's see, let me do this. I'm down to very little of this kind of paper left, this vellum. I'm going to have to go back and buy some more. I buy it at Hobby Lobby by the sheet, always when it's, or almost always when it's on sale. Get that on there straight. Okay, but what I want to do is get some of this excess off if I can. And I can go ahead and start spreading. Now see, the dots are really close together here, so I'm just going to spread this over kind of like the whole thing. Doing this till I run out of gold. And now I'm going to try some with the silver. I'm going to do some more using the silver. I'm going to take a little bit of this. I'm not going to do a whole lot because I'm just going to be doing this kind of this bottom down here, which means I won't need very much silver. And once again, the white is going to disappear, so this light gray color will turn to be more silver. One of the things I like about doing my own is not only can I make them any color that I want in whatever size, or use whatever stencil that I have, but I could take this, for example, and mask off an area. So if I wanted to lay it over a photo, I could mask off like a 4x6 area, and then the dots would go around the photo. So you can do all kinds of things when you're doing it yourself. Okay. I'm going to pull my washi off first. All right. Okay. Now I've put that on a little bit thick, so you're going to see kind of some raised dots once that dries. And we're already seeing this one over here starting to dry. When I did this the other night, I left it about an hour and came back and it was pretty much dry. So I'm going to experiment with another kind of stencil, and I'd like to try that bronze color. So I'm going to do just use up the last of my silver. This is a Crafter's Workshop stencil, and the design is a lot closer together here, so we'll just get a different look. And this time I'm using the iridescent bronze. This was the first color of these that I actually bought, and I guess it's become my favorite. But they're all beautiful colors, and let's say they are a bit pricey, but you're looking at like $8 to $10 if regular price. Of course, you can usually get them on sale or with coupons, but they're so beautiful and so versatile. This took just a few minutes to dry. This took less than an hour. So see our larger dots here. And there's some here, where I've kind of smushed them up a little bit, and that's still a tiny bit soft, but it's not bad. But you can kind of see where they're really solid and other areas where they're not. It's just, the look that you like. And then this one is transparency film. Now the thing that, or vellum, then the thing that happens with vellum is when something wet hits it, it starts to crumple up. So it has pulled up or shrunk up a little bit where I did the dots, so it's not quite, it's just a different look. And personally, I'm not as fond of the vellum as I am the transparency. I really, really like the transparency look. And then here's the one we did where I used a stencil and some of the bronze, which is more of a true gold to me almost than the gold. It's a darker color. And then we've got the silver here as well. So I thought it would be fun to look at them on some pattern paper. So I just pulled some basic gray pattern paper, and seeing how they lay on the pattern paper, I think that looks really pretty. Got some of these as well. Even some of this busier design kind of looks good on there. And it just depends on the stencil, and I've got some other things here. Let's try some of the small stuff on. They're really going to show up well on your more solids. The silver looks good on that darker tone. So it's just, whatever you like in terms of pattern. You can even do geometrics over geometrics. That looks good. I like the polka dot over the chevron. So all kinds of different designs and things that you can do using your stencils and some heavy gel and some of the metallic paints, or you could do this with regular paint or ink as well. So anyway, just a fun way to create some things that are really popular right now with these transparencies and the vellums. I appreciate you watching today. If you are used to seeing my process videos, there will be more of those coming. In February, I'm participating in Load, Layout a Day. I know I won't get a layout done every day, but I will try to get more done than I normally do, especially in the early part of February. I've got some things going on in the latter part of the month, but in the early part of February, probably see quite a few process videos and new sketches coming out. If you're interested in Layout a Day and participating along with us, it's a great way to get a lot of pages done and to be challenged to do some things you might not normally scrap. So you can find out more about that over on my blog. If you like working with stencils and learning new fun things with those, I have a class called Scrapbooking with Stencils that is also available through my blog if you want to check that out. Thanks for joining me.